Hi, my name is Mark Fowler. I'm the lead pastor at First Church in Madison, Wisconsin. I am in the third reflection on Walter Brueggemann's book, Virus as a Summons to Faith. The last one will be next week, and I'm glad you've joined me on these. Brueggemann is a wonderful scholar of the First Testament and helped us by writing this little volume as a source of reflection during these days. And these 2 weeks focus on the 43rd chapter of Isaiah. These are the middle chapters that come between Isaiah of Jerusalem at the beginning of this wonderful prophetic work and the final chapters, which are written after the Hebrew children return from exile away from their home in Babylon. But these chapters are written during the exile, during the time of unfamiliarity, when the promises that they lived on seemed so distant and far away and they couldn't get home, to adjust to a new way of living in the duress of the exile itself. These are surprising chapters. These are the chapters in which we hear, "Sing to the Lord a new song." And in this 43rd chapter, "Do not remember the former things, or consider the things of old." Do not remember the former things, or consider the things of old. I am about to do a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. I am about to do a new thing. Do you not perceive it? In a real way, what Brueggemann reminds us is that this chapter is a chapter of great hope in the future, but it also invites us to a project of perceiving what God is doing. And although in this difficult time, many of us have said, it takes twice as long to get anything done. During this difficult time, many of us, including myself, struggle with pandemic fatigue. Many of us, because we are in our homes and there is less for us to do outside, have found projects. More knitting happens in my home in 1 week than has in years. I have found more ancestors in searching my genealogy. Gardens all around our neighborhood have had exquisite attention that they haven't before. We are in the midst of new projects, and Isaiah calls us to a very important project of perceiving what God is doing, this new thing. Brueggemann reminds us about the things of old. And I always thought that the things of old were well before I was born, not last February. Those things upon which we relied together. He reminds us that we now see curbed the absolute world of technological certitude that faces a mystery beyond calculation in which we now live. We see that our immense power is unable to fend off a threat that is for the moment beyond our explanation or complete comprehension. And we see that our great wealth is not able to assure us security. And because there are so many things that we are unable to do, and because our bandwidth, our capacities are becoming overloaded because of the decisions and new things that we have to do every single day, day in and day out, as something new comes, Brueggemann calls us to prayer, or if you will, reflection, or if you will, to seek to perceive what is this new thing. And in so doing, we prepare ourselves for what God is doing as a new thing. What is to come. And simply, it is to move to the gospel of Jesus, to the words of the prophets, that we might understand an old story in a very new way. It has become clear to all of us that we do not perceive realistically of everyone as a child of God. We do not exercise realistically what it is to begin to set the captives free. We do not practice realistically the welcoming of the stranger. We do not practice realistically the tending of God's good earth. And I would say a time of guilt is over, but a time of envisioning that new thing which God is doing and to prepare ourselves for that is worthy of a project of our time. We are all the children of God. We set the captive free. We welcome the stranger and the immigrant. We set aside time for the children, that the equity of the world and the goodness of God might be known without price and without punishment. What a project. What an invitation. What a hope. God bless you.